you've heard of a tale of two cities. This is a tale of two countries. It's really a tale of two different worlds. One world is reality and the other one is complete fantasy. The first lady up is from Canada. And she's definitely a socialist type of Canadian. Totally happy with the fantasy. The second gentleman up is a Cuban American from Miami. I've talked to a lot of them over the years, and because they've escaped that fantasy that was sold to them and that turned into a nightmare, they know it. They can see the difference. They got a grasp on reality, not the fantasy. So I don't know. I wish there were more of them. I wish there were more Americans like the one you're going to meet here. But he brings it up, and I asked him if how is it going to play out. He knows that swan song is powerful. It remains to be seen. We got a lot of tripwires coming in this near future of ours that are going to, well, let's just say that I don't think a lot of people even know or even prepared for what's going to happen. And I certainly don't believe a lot of us will survive it. But let's not get too doom and gloom, huh? Oh my. So, at any rate, this is what I do. If you like it, like it. If you care, you share. If you can, you contribute. That'd be nice. It's a battle. As long as you're fighting, you're winning, I guess. I don't know. Let's get on the streets.
You got a few.
Well, pick one out. Let me know.
Well, this one.
What's the problem with
those ones?
Well, let's start there. What's the problem with that one?
Well, what do you think?
Well, what does it look? I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, don't you think? I mean, good guys with guns. Good guys with guns. Unhappy. Good guys without guns. They're dead. Dead guys with guns are happy.
So what if nobody had guns?
What world do you live in, lady?
I tell you, we never...
Seriously, what world do you live in?
Do you know, we never see guns at home. The only
lady, I don't care, but you understand, what world do you live in? There's no way in the world you're going to stop people from having guns. Matter of fact, Canadians, from what I understand, per capita own more guns than Americans.
They never use them.
Well, that's fine. I'm glad to hear that. But unfortunately, if someone wanted to and you didn't have one, you'd be up a creek without a paddle. Right? You'd be in that position, wouldn't you? And you have had terrorist attacks up there.
Sure.
Okay, so
well,
if you don't...
Actually, it wasn't terrorist attacks. It was more people with mental illness.
Well, I don't care what their mental condition is. If they're attacking you and you're not in a position to defend yourself, you're just a sitting duck.
Sir, we can all have differences of opinion.
Yes.
That's what that's all about. I'm just saying, I know where I feel more comfortable. We never see this really. I mean, it's rare for us, you know?
Well, again, congratulations, but you do have attacks up there. I've read about them. I've heard about them. They do exist. And if you are defenseless, you're defenseless. Period.
Yeah.
If you're going to wait on the police to come save you, you're going to wait a long time. You'll be dead before they get there. So, if it comes to the point of whether I want to be able to defend myself or not, or wait on the police, I'd rather have something on me to defend myself.
So, do you?
Yes. You think I'm going to do this and be defenseless? Yeah, I mean, you're the one brought it up.
Obviously not.
You're the one that brought it up already. That there's a lot of violence in this country.
Yeah.
So why should I be defenseless against it? I mean, look, we have people here that are making up crimes to go ahead and go against people like me for no reason other than I'm an old white guy. So I'm supposed to just sit here and let people roll over me? Why?
I come from a different country. We just have a little bit of a different philosophy, that's all.
Yeah.
We're more about how can I help you than how can I
let's let in all the Muslims and let's go ahead and let them have terrorist attacks. Let's just kumbaya the whole world. The world's not like that. I know,
How did you come here? What's your background?
I was born here.
But were your parents, like, how far back do you go? Me, I'm an immigrant. I came to Canada, my parents
you
were
immigrated
Irish,
legally. That's what people do. They immigrate legally. Otherwise, it's called an invasion.
Well, also, too, I guess, there's other ways people also go for asylum.
If it's, again, legitimate, but then they take also advantage of that, don't they?
I don't know. I see a lot of people that are really struggling. But anyway, I wish you all the best.
Well, that's because why? Because they got socialism in those countries. They fall apart, and then they come here looking for the socialist programs here to go ahead. Instead of pulling themselves up by their own bootstraps and making something of themselves, they look for the government to take care of them, like the social governments in Canada that are bankrupting you and eventually going to fall apart. Because I spoke to several Canadians here recently who are looking to get the hell out of Canada. Because they can't.
Then if that's the problem.
Oh yeah, because they can't stand the mindset of the socialists.
Anyway, all the best to you. Have a nice day.
And how they try to, and the first thing they did was to try to tell people, well, the reason you don't have something is because they have it.
Thank you.
And they just created that type of class warfare and envy,
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what they do.
And are you seeing that same thing play out here now?
Totally. It is doing that. When I came, I was 4 years old, and for us is from day one a total love of this country.
As I said,
this country was we were saved because of this country.
Thank you.
So it was a total indebtedness to it.
Okay.
And it's been that way, for my dad, my mom, the whole family.
Well, as I said, all the Cuban Americans I've met are the most patriotic, grateful people. I asked when the campaign was going on, when Trump was first running, I says, I asked this one couple from Miami. I says, what's the Cuban community doing down there? How are they looking? Where are they going to vote? He goes, well, the woman goes, the ones that got jobs are going to vote for Trump. The ones that don't have jobs are going to vote for Clinton.
It is, but you're starting to see it, and just how people react to other people, and they try to create this envy, between that, and it's like somebody was like telling me the other night. They said, well, you got this slums, and you got a limousine that's pulling into it, and it's not right to have that limousine there. And I said, the problem with you is that you're focusing on the limousine and not on the slums. And wouldn't it be better to have more limousines and less slums? So why are you making it that it's your cause to get rid of the limousine as opposed to improve the slum.
Exactly.
That's what they'll always do. They'll always point.
You hit it. I mean, if you listen to Cortez now, Warren, Booker, they're doing exactly what you just said.
That's exactly what they do, and that's what happened. You know, in Cuba. You know, it was awful. You know, my parents had to leave everything behind. Truthfully, they didn't care, because what's the sense of having something if you don't have political freedom?
Thank you.
Yeah. What's the sense of it?
Yeah. Thank you. Exactly. Yeah. How do you think it's going to play out? Do you think people are waking up to what you know? Or do you think that, or do you?
No, because I think that the problem is that the other slogan, like you know, they've got something that means that you don't. It is an easier, less intellectual 5-second soundbite, while trying to make the argument for a capitalist society and that kind of stuff. It takes a little bit longer to do that, and I don't think that right now there's a large attention span in order to be able to really understand it. But all you have to do is just take it down to just like the basic levels, which is like, okay, you go to work, how much of your paycheck do you want back? Okay, here's somebody that's just sitting on their ass all day. You know, you want to work and give it to them, and you got to really. I think that what Trump has done a good job of is just taking it down to a very basic argument.
Yes.
And that's why he's been.
Now, to do it, I mean, for the counter, just this past week he had the Black Forum, you know, was at the...
Yes,
and
right.
Black people are indeed waking up to the fact that, hey, look, we've got empowerment here, we're getting jobs,
right.
He's putting money into the economic zones, our 400% increase in black small businesses. They recognize it. Plus, it's not just the Cuban Americans. A lot of Latinos have come up from Central to South America that came from the oppression, like you, went through the correct process, weren't going through it, realized the difference between working for it and being given it.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
So we do have that working for us.
If something's given to you, it's not worth much.
Indeed.
It isn't. Great meeting you.
Oh, it's a pleasure talking to you, sir.
Okay, enjoy it.
Two different worlds indeed. Well, not much more I can say about the idiots. I'm out there doing what I'm doing. If you want to help me out, it'd be appreciated. Remember, they are knocking off subscribers, so do subscribe again and hit that bell button again. Because they're shadow banning the hell out of us. And the only way we can do it, we can do is fight back any way we can. So, you know, keep on fighting. Help me fight. God bless you all. Amen. See you on the streets.